Good day, everyone. My name is Giselle M. Latoza, the reporters of Conductor Cables in Chapter 18.5. Before we will proceed to the main topic of this report, which is the cable, we will recap about the conductors or small explanation what the conductors is. So, what is the conductors? Conductors are those elements that could conduct electricity or let the electric charge flow freely to its body. And the good example of these are the metallic elements. In our society nowadays, electricity is one of the most important for the livings of human being. To distribute the electricity properly, we use the cables to distribute the electricity from the power plant to house or from the electric power to the appliances. So, what are the cable is? A cable contains more than one conductors bundled together in a factory assembly of wires. An outer sheeting encases and protects the conductors, simplifying installation of multiple wirings. So the meaning itself, a cable is a bundle of different kind of wires that has a coated to protect the conductor inside to resist from any corrosion. There are many types of conductor, but in this topic, we will tackle the 7 common cables, and these cable are the following: non-metallic sheeted cables, underground feeder cables, service entrance cables, armored cables, metal-clad cables, flat conductor cables, and thermostat cables. First, the non-metallic sheeted cables. So what is non-metallic sheeted cables? Cables are classified into two. These two are NM and NMC. And NM is consists of two insulated conductors. So ang NM na binubuo ng dalawang insulated conductors, while NMC has a conductor encased in the sheeting. NM is reserved for use in a dry indoor application. NMC can be used in a dry and damp application but not wet and exposed condition. NM uh, NM are the non-metallic sheeted cable that is used in a dry and indoor application, while yung ano naman, NMC are ginagamit sa dry application and also in a damp application. Ang non-metallic sheeted cable are usually found in a phone or gadgets. Next is underground feeder cable. Underground feeder cables are flame retardant and moisture, fungus, and corrosion resistant. So, underground feeder cable is a cable that is flame retardant. So, what is the flame retardant? Yung flame retardant, meaning to nakatutulong sa isang bagay na mapahina yung or mas mapahina or makaka-resist ng sa pagkasunog. Underground feeder cable is a corrosion resistant, which means corrosion na corrosion resistant, it resists rust. Di siya yung conductor sa loob di mabubulok kaagad. UF cable is available in number 14 AWG copper and number 12 aluminum AWG through number 4 AWG. So, what is the AWG? AWG is American wire gauge or the standard wiring size in North America. And this in the standard size of wiring is commonly used up until now. It's look much like NM or NMC except that the sheeting fully encased the insulation covered conductor. UF cable is used in direct boreal application as a feeder or branch circuit provided it is protected by an overcurrent protection device before it leaves the panel board. So, underground feeder cable are used to are safe to use underground. This wire can be buried in the ground with or without any conduits. Conduits are like a tube na pwede mong ipasok dun yung wire tapos ilibing mo siya para protektahan yung wire. Pwede siyang ilibing na paganon or pwede ring wala. Yun yung underground feeder cable. Next one is the service entrance cable. Service entrance cable is cable suitable for exposed above grade condition. There are several conductors that can be used especially for underground and overhead service entrances. Underground service entrance or USE cable is used in underground service application. A conductor marked with only type USE or USE2 may not be installed in conduit inside the buildings because it does not have the necessary flame retardant. Yun yung service entrance cable. Next one is the armored cable. Armored cable classified as either AC or ACT. It is sometimes referred by the trade name BX cable. This cable consists of 2 to 4 copper conductors between 14 AWG and 1 AWG in size that are enclosed within a flexible spiral-shaped metallic enclosure. Armored cable is classified as type ACT if the conductor insulation is thermoplastic, and AC if the insulation is a rubber. Which means if the insulation of an armored cable is thermoplastic, it is a ACT, while if the insulator of a armored cable is a rubber, it is AC. AC cable contains a 16 AWG bonding strip which is in constant contact with the metal armor, allowing the armor bonding strip combination to act as an equipment ground. Also, the armored cable is a cable that is usually found in a power circuit of industrial plants, commercial buildings, processing plants, and central and substation utility application. So, this cable is not an ordinary cable. Kasi nga ginagamit siya sa mga power circuit ng mga malalaking planta at mga commercial building. Imagine that, commercial building tapos mga planta. Next is metal clad cable. Metal clad cable is similar to armored cable, except it is not limited to the number size. From 18 AWG to 2000 kcmil of conductors it can carry. So, metal clad cable has a similarity to armored cable, but the difference between the two is metal clad cable has no limit number of size, while the armored cable is from 14 AWG to 1 AWG. The conductors in MC cable may be copper, aluminum, or copper-clad aluminum. Copper and aluminum is a common conductor used in a cable. The metal armor may be a smooth tube, corrugated tube, or interlock metal armor. MC cable does not contain a bonding stripe like AC cable, and the armor cannot be used by itself as an equipment ground. Metal clad cable is used to carry 600 volt and MB power. Then it is coated by corrugated tube. Corrugated tube is like in the picture presented. It is metal shape, spiral shape tube. Next is flat conductor cable. Flat conductor cable, or FCC, is a wiring system composed of very thin cable with 3 or more conductors and special connection and terminals. It is designed to rest between the top side of a smooth, continuous subfloor and carpet squares. It can serve general purpose and appliances circuit up to 20 amperes and individual circuit up to 30 amperes with a system voltage between the ungrounded conductors not exceeding 20 volt. Flat conductors are used in computers and other electrical and electronic products for internal connection. See your motherboard of your computer. Some of the wiring inside is composed of flat conductor cable. Tingnan niyo yung loob ng motherboard ng computer ninyo. Halos lahat ng mga cables na nandoon ay mga flat conductor cable. Flat conductor cable is so very useful in computers. And last is thermostat cable. Thermostat cable is used in application with voltage less than 30 volts, such as wiring to doorbells, chimes, and thermostat. It generally contains number 16 AWG or number 18 AWG conductors that are bundled in a thin plastic sheeting. So these cable are usually used in a doorbell of a big house or a mansion. So aside from that, it has minimal use of voltage lang yung kaya niyang i-carry. That are the 7 cables that is commonly used in our surrounding to conduct the electricity. So after that, we will tackle about the cords. So what are the cords? Cords are made of stranded conductors within a flexible insulated sheeting material. They are designed for flexible and bending. Cords are generally manufactured of a lighter gauge, number AWG 18 or number AWG 16 stranded conductors. They are designed for use on power tools, large stationary equipments, or detachable computer power cords. Extension cords are made of stranded wires because they require flexibility, allowing the cord to be bent and twisted without stressing the conductor. So, cords are they they kind of cables that is used pa- to power tools, large stationary equipment, and detachable computer cords. An example of this is what we call the extension wire, but it is called as extension cords. These extension cords are created by stranded wires because it is need to be more flexible, allowing the cord to bend or twist without destroying the conductor inside the said cord. So, yun nga, kailangan mag, kailangan maging isang stranded wires ito dahil para maging flexible siya, para pwede natin itong i-bend or i-twist na hindi nasisira yung conductor sa loob ng wire or ng ating cord. Topic for this report are the concealed knob and tube wiring. K and T wiring was generally wiring method until the 1930s, when it was replaced by armored cable by 1907. The NEC began to recognize the inherent problems with concealment of this type of wiring. It began to require placement of the wires in dry area only in a separate distance of 5 inch of 5 in between the wires. It was still used in home through the 1950s. Although it is generally considered inferior to present days wiring, permanent concealed knob and tube wiring is still allowed in original installation. However, many insurance companies required a certificate of inspection from a licensed electrical before they will insure a building with KT wiring. So, concealed knob and tube wiring is a traditional wiring method that is used until 1930s. These methods are replaced by the armored cable in by 1907, the NC begins to recognize the inherent problem in concealment in this type of wiring. So in 1907, they found a problem in the concealment in this type of wiring daw. But the concealed knob and tube wiring is still used used at home until 1950s. But the insurance company required a certificate of inspection for a licensed electrician before they will insure a building with KT wiring. So, concealed knob and tube wiring consists of an old-style wiring techniques used insulated conductors through between glass or porcelain knob and tube. In this wiring method, the underground wire is run along one side of the joints. To ensure it to the wood, the wire is wrapped around the ceramic knobs, spaced every 18 inches or so to penetrate a joint stud and prevent abrasion. The wire is separated from the wood joint stud by a ceramic tube. These are the example of concealed knob and tube wiring. This all my report. That's all. Thank you.